Hello and welcome back. If you're new here, welcome. If you're joining us again, welcome back. It's the Queen and it is Sunday. Why don't we do a little recap of what's been going on this week? If you have a husband like I do, maybe you're so lucky to watch the Masters. All I care about is the azaleas, right? Beautiful, beautiful flowers. But of course, if you're like me, you were probably listening to the drama on the YouTubes, right? Am I right? Were you running up and down these YouTube streets trying to hear everybody's theories and debunkings, if you will? Well, we all know you can't get blood out of a turnip and you can't believe clowns. Am I right? So, I've heard a lot of things this week that I just think need to be cleared up, and I hate misinformation. If you caught my video, well, actually, my channel was taken over. As you know, you have to keep your passwords safe. You can't share those things with people. You have to make sure your ITTT is secure. You can't let anybody infiltrate, perpetrate, invert themselves into your ITTT. What is that called? A cold wall, firewall, hot wire.
Firewall is good.
Yes, any of those walls. No, you can't. So, but anyway, on that video, they were letting you know about some misinformation that was given out about credit scores. So, if you didn't get a chance to check that out, please do so. But some other misinformation that I heard this week on the YouTube streets and some advice, but I wanted us to discuss tonight, ladies, mostly ladies, I think, that join me, but there is a few gentlemen. But what I think is really important is that we discuss what HIPAA is and what it is not, and who HIPAA is between. Behind the definition, you will see there that is our call center representative, and he is waiting for any calls that you may have. He is waiting for your phone call right now. So feel free to call the help desk. The number is posted in our about. So as you see right here, we have the definition of what HIPAA is. HIPAA is between you and your healthcare provider, okay? HIPAA is not between you and your girlfriend, all right? Just want to get that misinformation cleared up. Also, please do not be asking content creators for medical advice. Please, please use the Googles. It is much, much more reliable. WebMD, much more reliable than asking someone on YouTube. Yes, also the mothers groups on Facebook, they are awesome for getting medical advice. Yes, yes. I'm just here to, to inform you. That's all I want to do. So, something else I wanted to discuss this week. We have a very important holiday coming up, and I've been talking to a lot of you in the chats about getting your Easter basket order in. Um, Now we know that there's a very strict TOS policy against they're very anti-basket over here on YouTube, but I am a rebel. I allegedly am not a very nice person, but I am doing the Easter baskets for $29.99. They do include a drug test, a 2 liter of Mountain Dew, and a lighter and the color of your choice, as long as supplies are available. Now, there are add-ons available for those baskets for a limited time only, and orders were due in by midnight last night. So, there's going to be an express delivery fee added for that. But again, if you'll just call our help desk, one of our operators will be more than happy to take that order for you and let you know how much those added fees will be. Okay. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. We appreciate all those orders. And, Easter is a week away. So, those of you that may need to wash your pots and pans, clean your crock pots, do a little spring cleaning, you want to go ahead and, you know, get that going. Hey, how's everybody doing in the chat? How's it going, Cosmic? How's it going, Diamond Girl? Nice to see y'all. Nice to see y'all. How's everybody's weekend been going? I hope y'all have been having a good weekend. Did y'all get some spring weather where y'all are at? We had one cold, windy day here, and then today it was warm. So we actually got to grill out today. Yes. Oh, Cosmic Crazy. Your avatar picture reminds me of these little Debbie cakes that we have that are unicorn. I posted them on my IG. That's what your picture reminds me of. It snowed there yesterday. The weekend went fast. Or shit. What area are you in, if you don't mind sharing? That it snowed yesterday. It's that weird time of year. We'll get like one cold day and then like 170-degree day. I also made oatmeal raisin cookies tonight with almonds on top. But we have been eating those unicorn Little Debbie cakes. They're really good. So, pretty good. We had a cold day, freezing rain today, 72. Yeah. Well, you know what they say. What is it? April showers bring May flowers. So, one of my other friends said that she gets all of the unicorn treats, that she's obsessed with them. So, has anyone else heard of anything exciting this week or done anything exciting? Gardening, can't wait. Ready for spring. Absolutely. I am always ready for the time change. I hate when it gets dark so early. I'm one of those people that the time change really affects me. So I'm always very glad when the time changes back. Always glad. I love the azaleas and all the flowers blooming. Definitely. Has anybody been keeping up with any of the court cases this week? I know The YouTube has been hopping. Hey, Mother Teresa, how are you doing? We're just talking about random stuff. I was talking about the YouTube stuff earlier. Now we're just talking about weather and spring. And I was talking about these lovely unicorn treats that we've been eating, and how somebody's avatar reminds me of the box. But yeah, how's your husband doing, Mother Teresa? I hope he's feeling better. Tomorrow is National Unicorn Day. That's interesting. Tomorrow is also Jules's birthday. We were looking at those little squirrel houses and squirrel picnic tables and stuff today on Amazon. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. Lots of cute little feeders. Apparently, a lot of people have them. There were a lot of people in the chat saying they had all different kinds of feeders. He's still in a lot of pain. I'm sorry. I'm sure you're taking good care of him. Every day is better. Is Dawn a big unicorn lover? I think a lot of people are. They've definitely become very, very popular in the past few years. Very trendy. Yeah, I didn't really have too much plan to talk about. I just wanted to come on and say hey and bullshit about what's been going on this week. And yeah, I like this. Like a little squirrel picnic table. Squirrel picnic. Everybody deserves a picnic. Well, I can think of a few people that don't deserve a picnic, but you know. What happened this week? Oh, just the same shit, different day. Absolutely. Yeah. Just going over what HIPAA is and what it's not, and how the credit score system works. Just, funny things.
Oh, very proud of that one.
Yes. So, just funny things just clearing up things that you may have heard on the YouTube streets that we don't want people to go through life thinking was the truth. So, misconceptions, urban myths. I haven't caught up since drug test day. That was a little over the top. That was nastiness. My husband is sitting next to me, and every time I even start to tell that story, he just, he's like shakes his head and it's like, I don't want to hear whatever it is you're going to say. A few say the most ridiculous things. Well, yes. Someone said earlier this week that her credit score was 630, and in 30 more points, she would have a perfect credit score. So we did a video Friday night clearing up a few things about credit. Make sure you check that out. I missed the drug test, but heard all about it. Well, yeah, because it's like a soap opera. You don't have to. I mean, if you miss a day, you can just jump right back in because they're going to repeat it a million times for you. So it's
I'm so up and up on it.
Yeah, I mean, my husband doesn't even watch it, but I just give him the cliff notes. I just tell him the highlights. Had to take a break on that one. You can't make this shit
Oh,
up. Yeah.
no,
You can't. You really can't.
no, I could literally sit here and make up stuff and it would fly. No.
No, no, you can't. I saw that video. Yes, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's the video that you can't unsee. Yeah. Yeah. But my whole thing though is like you can't put your whole life out there and then be like, but people won't leave me alone because it's just like the Kardashians. And I'm by no means comparing one to the other, but I'm just go with me here. The Kardashians put their life out there, but they're not shocked when people talk about them because they know they're putting themselves out there, but they're getting paid for it, And I've asked that person before in her chat, like, what is your intention? What are you trying to get from this? Because she says she's not doing it for the money, but I'm like, well, then are you doing it for the fame? I meant the credit score one. Sorry. Oh, the credit score one. Yes. Well,
Thank you very
yes.
much.
The credit score one, yes. And they said some unkind things about me in the credit score one also. That was the one where MC and Jen went off on me. But yeah, she also said that most adults had parents that helped them pay their bills. I don't know if you heard that part. And I just want to say that that's not true. I believe she wants friends. Which one? She wants people to like her also. Which one, in my opinion? Which one? Both of them?
Everybody,
A or G?
you.
Jen wants. Has anyone ever read, and I read that there's a book, and Oprah wrote it with this gentleman called Dr. Bruce Perry, and the name of the book is What Happened to You. And Dr. Bruce Perry has wrote other books. He also wrote this book called The Boy That Was Raised by Dogs, I believe. But anyway, you can watch the Oprah interview with him if you're not into reading books. But if you are into reading books, the whole audio book is on YouTube for free if you don't want to buy the book. But anyway, it's Dr. Bruce Perry and Oprah. What happened to you? And I know a lot of people, uh, you've heard of the dog one. Yes, it's the same gentleman. It's the same gentleman. And I've heard a lot of people say, they're fascinated by the whole psychology of it and stuff like that. And I do believe, some of what you're saying, but it's like, she asked for advice and, whatever, but then she never executes it. And I've known people like that. And, she repeats patterns. And then she goes back to people that have been very abusive to her, like as far as, dishonest or whatever, which are trauma bonds. And I'm by no means like trying to psychoanalyze anybody. I'm just saying, like, I'm fascinated by her and confused at the same time. I'm surprised and then not surprised. Exactly. Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like, people say that it's unfortunately, it's like a train wreck. And that's what she doesn't understand is that she's entertainment for people, but she thinks people that are sub to her or in her chat are her friends. And that's what she was accusing me of, was like, oh, I thought we were friends, but I'm like, I never did anything, like we've never done had conversations to say that we were friends. And like, yes, I came into your chat and I was nice to you, but mostly I asked her questions because I'm fascinated and I want to know. the answer is like, why do you do these things?
She wants attention.
Right. Yeah. The ITT department over here is saying because she wants attention. I agree, MTT. Just when I think she is headed down the right path, she crashes. I agree, MTT. Same.
She wants attention.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
and that's where she's stuck to where that's all
yeah.
she can do.
I mean, I think she's addicted to the attention, even if it's negative attention. But in a lot of ways, with her and her friend, I can relate to them about, their past and the growing up part and stuff. But at some point, you have to take responsibility for that, and you don't get to,
Yes, very much.
She
Very
has.
much so.
She has the tools, she just doesn't use them by choice, in my opinion.
By choice is a very key word. So by choice.
Yeah.
She doesn't use them.
I don't know that she has the tools.
No, everybody has the tools. It's where
Not everybody has the tools.
She has the tools, but she's so torn into what she's doing. She's stuck. She can't go anywhere but live in what she's doing right now.
I don't think she has the tools because I don't think she grasped the concept. And your reality is your perception.
Well, her perception is fucked up.
Yeah, exactly.
And the only thing she has right now is what
she does. Has. She knows what's what. She does knows what's what, but I don't know. Like your reality is your perception, and
but her perception's pretty
exactly.
Off.
And that's your reality, and that's her reality.
But that's all she has, though, and that's why she continues the same thing over and over. I don't know anything about this woman, but she's just stuck. She is stuck, and she's going to continue because that's all she knows.
Yeah.
And is it sad? Absolutely.
Well, and also, I think she's going to continue to stay on social media as long as she's getting attention, whether it's good or bad. And I think she will continue to circle through the same circle of friends and go back to the same people as long as they as long as they take her back, and that's trauma bonds. And we could almost make a list of the people, and she'll keep going right through them.
She knows.
I really think she knows. The advice she gives others tells me she is aware.
There's no way she's not aware of what she's doing.
Yeah.
It's what she has, and she's going to stick with it till the end.
I think my biggest issue this week has been that she has just been freely giving medical advice to people, and I have a big issue with that because at no point has she been like, in my opinion, or I think, or, and she's just bit 2 years, almost 3. What, 2 years, almost 3 that she's been doing this cosmic crazy? Right. It's hilarious. It is hilarious.
I feel like it's been 2 years. It's shit for 2 years.
Yeah.
Her giving her medical advice, anybody that accepts that is at their own fault, though.
Right. Yeah. I mean, anybody that takes somebody's medical advice off of YouTube.
Right. You got a PhD behind that.
And that's what I said earlier, like, oh, you're much better off,
And I'm pretty sure it's been 2 years of hearing about Jen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because I know
she was down on the IG. She was down in the IG. What does that mean? Is IG in hell? What does that mean? I was down in the IG. It makes it sound like
her numbers go down.
No, but she's always like, before I was here, I was down in the IG. I'm more qualified, and I'm just a healthcare aide, personal support worker, nurse's aide. It's called so many different things.
Well, God bless you, number one.
Yes.
And it's got to pain you to listen to this shit that she says. I don't know, I don't know what she's saying, but it's like, okay, let's go with the professionals on this one, not someone who just throws out. You can throw out an opinion on anything. Everybody's free to an opinion, but like, there's some common sense to this, and YouTube's lacking a little bit of that common sense.
She really believes she is famous, I think. I think she really does. I really do think she does, because she says things like, when I interviewed with Lily, And I just want to be like, well, with how many people did you interview with? Because I mean, she interviewed with Cheryl and with Katie, Lily, and then, but like, how many like, they really wanted to interview with Clint, and she just kind of like tagged along. I mean, how many she really does think she's famous. And to be honest, I don't know how most of us found her, but I think most people like either found her from a Love After Lockup page or had a friend that was like, I have this train wreck I'm watching. Come check this out. Because that's how I found her. Right. And that she owes her fans the lives. Right. Yeah. But you know what I found so interesting is that she's accusing someone of telling all her secrets and other people of stalking her when everything has come straight from her mouth. Like, I don't stalk her, but I know everything that, whatever, because it's come from her mouth. The problem, she takes what she hears, twists it, but never checks facts. Yeah, she thinks she's a star. Exactly. And I'm going to tell you that I have experienced that firsthand because when I did a video, I didn't call her name, but I said a few snarky things, as she likes to say, a few weeks ago. And I sent her a link to the video as soon as I did it because I wanted her to hear it from me first. She didn't watch the video. And I was in her chat, and someone came in there and said something about it. And she got mad and blocked me. And I messaged her and I was like, I sent you a link to the video. Did you even watch it? And I said, so you're literally taking what someone else said and running with that. Why don't you watch it and then get back with me? And she never did watch it. She never did watch either one of them. She just took, no, and she won't watch it. No, absolutely not. And she doesn't watch any of this stuff. And just like she's been saying this week, I've been going through and unsubscribing to people. She doesn't watch anybody. Yes, Diamond, I joined the community about 3 years ago. She hasn't changed a bit. No, she doesn't watch anybody. I have asked her before, what are some YouTubers you like to watch? And she started naming off old reality shows or whatever that was on, I don't know, whatever. And I said, no, what are some other YouTubers? Who is your favorite YouTuber? She does not.
It's all about her.
Yes, it's all about her. And when I messaged her about the videos or whatever that I had done, she sent me this big long message about her childhood. Nothing to do with the videos I had done that I had sent her links to. It was about her childhood, which that we had all heard about a million times before. Nothing to do with what we were discussing. I mean, that's just odd. What sent clips, that's it, and no one is attacking her. No. Or her relatives. Nobody says anything, and she is so triggered by squirrels and dirty crock pots. All she talks about is the content she wants to talk about, but rarely does the content she constantly mentions. And when I say rarely, I mean almost never. Exactly. Exactly. And I like how she mentions, there's things going on in the world, and she'll be like, go over to Mother Teresa's channel. She's covering things in the world. Hold on a second. So, yeah. So, in case you don't know, Mother Teresa, you're supposed to be covering all of the news in the world. So, I don't think she ever knew exactly what it was that you were covering. the Canadian convoy, but
She has no damn clue what's going
you
on in the world.
you were covering all the things that were going on in the world. Whatever is cool at the time, she will mention. Yeah. So,
She doesn't understand world events.
uh, but I mean, like,
She doesn't have a clue. She didn't, and she still doesn't, and she's not gonna have a clue.
but
It's sad.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I come to YouTube to as a distraction from the world events, but it's nice sometimes to have a conversation about real life things. I do get tired of hearing about the same things over and over again, and I definitely get tired of these 6-hour streams about things that I don't care about that happened 3 years ago in a private chat that I was not a part of. Um,
How dare you?
exactly.
How dare you not care?
Exactly. So, you know, um, I just feel like I can't be the only one that feels that way, right? But I've been going into other communities, as they're called. Nobody's saying anything, so maybe I am the only one that feels that way. But I've been going into other communities, and I mean, they do the same thing, but a lot of them have a lot more joking going on about it, and it's not as hateful and mean, I guess. But they're still basically calling out people on lies. So I don't know. There has to be like a happy medium. I feel.
Does any of these wonderful ladies or men want to come on panel one night?
I don't know. Would anybody ever be interested in coming in and
Talking about whatever.
and just chatting, talking about whatever, discussing your opinions on things? She's that friend you reach out when needs her never ever answered yet. First one to go to on streams. Exactly. Exactly. I don't get the whole like call me. And everybody says they try to call her and she never answers. I mean, you can't be if you have over 1,000 subscribers, you can't be friends with all those people. So I think
Cover your tracks.
if you're trying to be that close with everybody, perhaps you should have stayed at IG where you can have a smaller group of people. I feel the same. I do not get who they are talking about, nor do I want to know.
Amen to that shit.
Won't be in chat for a bit, but still listening. Okay. Yeah. And a lot of times, like especially during the day, I just let it go because it's just chitter chatter in the background. And, while I'm doing chores or cooking or whatever, and I'll switch on other things. I watch a lot of court TV. I've said that before if you've ever been in here, and I talk about it in some of the chats. And I know
All the
people,
time.
yeah, I know people like hate that when I veer off of whoever they're talking about. But, you know, I watch a lot of the court TV, and so I jump in and out of the chats because they are talking about the same people, and a lot of times you don't even know the people that they're talking about, or if you haven't been around, or if it was somebody from whenever ago, if whatever. So, I mean, there's like really interesting court cases going on. That's real life drama. Real life drama. So I would much rather listen about that
What about
than
the
the
court
same.
case that the dude was talking about? Nothing. About the flower and shit. The lady.
So like right now there's a court case going on in Seattle, and the woman was a romance novelist, and she is on trial for shooting her husband that was a instructor at the Culinary Institute. And so she's on trial for this, and she had wrote a essay on how to kill your husband like 10 years ago. But I mean, it's just like fascinating things like that are happening in real life that are way more interesting, and you may learn something from watching court TV. But all these people want to throw around all these legal terms and stuff, and I don't think any of them have ever watched a day of court or been to court in their life. Well, we know some of them have been to court, but they don't do content, so you have to have the other things. Love crime channels. Yes, I love crime channels too. I'm putting dishes away and then gonna wash the floors quick. Girl, I'm glad somebody's cleaning. We will not shame you for cleaning over here. My guilty pleasure is 90 Day Fiance. So found this YouTube and love Court TV and found other channels. I love Court TV too. I love Court TV. I love the law and crime. I watch some of the cases on that. What I hate is when I start covering a case and then they'll stop covering it like halfway through the trial and start covering something else. That really frustrates me. But are there any Diamond Girl? Are there any certain cases that you're watching right now that that you're into? My husband keeps calling it the flower case. The reason he's saying that is because in this trial, they're like asking like I feel like unnecessary questions. Like he was shot at the Culinary Institute, but they were asking questions about like the inventory and where the mixer was. He wasn't hit with a mixer, he was shot. I went down the Chris Watts stuff old, but I never had time for it before. Mm. I was watching something today. This girl, wait, I have her name wrote down in case somebody. I do. I take notes because I'm old and I forget people's names, and if I want to go back and look something up, um, you know, I can't remember the names because I watch a lot of stuff. Megan Boswell out of Sullivan County, Tennessee. So she had, this is actually a case back from February 2020. Um, you're looking for some? So that she went to court this past week, like a, pre-trial thing. Her trial is set for September, but this was to get some things in order. But anyway, Megan Boswell, she had reported her little girl, Evelyn. Uh, at first, she had reported her missing back in February of 2020. I don't know if any of you remember this, but it was in Tennessee, which is where I'm originally from. So this kind of resonates with me. Well, anyway, originally she had reported the little girl Evelyn missing. That was 15 months old. She actually isn't even the one that reported the little girl missing. The paternal grandfather called Children's Services and said that they hadn't seen the little girl. Well, to make a long story short, they ended up finding the little girl, Evelyn's remains, in Megan Boswell's father's property. So she has a whole list of charges, like 19 charges. And so she goes to trial. Right now it's set for September 26th. So this hearing was basically to determine if she was going to be tried for the murder and the charges for the false statements and not reporting and all that, if that was all going to be done together or if that could be split up. And then also, they're asking for it to be done in a different venue. But anyway, the Summer Wells case got a lot of attention and still is because they, still haven't found her. And this case is very similar, or, I mean, has a lot of similarities. Also, I have done a video before about the Joe Daniels little boy, and his mother has just went to court. His father, of course, was found guilty, and then his mother just took a plea deal a few months ago. But anyway, I watch a lot of court TV, and if you ever want to message me on IG and tell me about the case you're watching, or talk about court TV, I would absolutely love that. Diamond Girl or anybody that likes watching it, because yeah, that's that's my thing. That's my jam. So I watch court TV and then pop in and out of the YouTube streams. Um, but I really enjoy the court TV. So there's a case starting Monday though out of Florida that's really interesting too, and it's really sad. But the gentleman, Anthony Todd, is a man accused of murdering his whole family, his wife, his kids, and the dog in 2019. And he blamed his wife originally for the killings in a letter to his dad, but he messed up because he confessed repeatedly confessions to investigators, and when they found the body. Anyway, but this trial is supposed to start soon if it hasn't already started. The interesting thing I found about this trial is he's trying to blame it on taking Benadryl. Like he's saying he didn't know what happened because he took Benadryl before he went to bed. So he originally was trying to plead some kind of mental defect, but they said no go on that. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. But they had the police or who sheriff somebody had showed up at his house to serve papers for a tax crime or something, and that's how they found the bodies. So I think that will definitely be an interesting one to watch. I usually listen on podcast and to deal with court, but I will look into some of those. Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. It's always interesting to hear, other people's point of views on cases, and whether or not they think people are guilty, or whether or not they'll think the jury will find them guilty or not, because it's a total difference in whether or not you think the person is guilty or innocent, and if you think they should be found guilty or innocent, right? Because the state has to prove it.
No matter what, no matter if you know.
Right.
If you know that they're guilty, it's what they prove, and that's the big thing. Is if you know he killed somebody, but they didn't prove it, what do you do?
You just finished all the episodes for the Elizabeth Holmes case. That is very interesting. Yes. What did you think about that? I can't believe all those people were involved. Such smart people, and nobody called her out on that. Is what I find so fascinating about that. I just that just shows that people can get away with such grand scams.
With murder,
Well, murder's a scam, but do you know who Elizabeth Holmes is that had the blood to I'm just like, that's crazy. Those of you, sorry, I guess maybe I should talk in full sentences. Those of you that don't know, Elizabeth Holmes, there's a series or a documentary on Hulu called Dropout. But Elizabeth Holmes, what was Diamond Girl? Do you remember the name of the company? Do you remember the name of the company, honey? Anyway, she had a blood testing company that a lot of very famous and smart and wealthy people invested their money in. Uh, Th- uh,
Theranos.
Theranos. Thebranos, a health technology company, and they said that they could test your blood and tell you, what diseases and stuff you had, and it was all a hoax. It was all fake. She was able to get away with so much. It just blows your mind. It absolutely does. It absolutely does blow your mind. But you know what? Also, I thought was so odd was didn't you think like her whole like demeanor was weird, Diamond Girl? Like just her mannerisms and the way she talked and how she like faked her voice, and she was just like a odd individual.
When you think you're above the law, you can get away with it.
I don't know if y'all can hear what he's saying because he kind of mumbles, and she was able to get away with so much. It just blows your mind. Yeah. I guess I just repeated that twice, but
Twice.
yeah, twice. Twice. It's worth repeating. It's worth repeating.
All right, you gotta
Okay.
bring up my Pittsburgh Steelers quarterback.
Okay. Well, uh, sure, some of you might have seen on the news that, well, first of all, we'll say in this house, we are huge. You can't think of the name, it starts with a P. The name of the company that she had all these politicians. The name of the company was Thermos, or not like, I want to say Thermos, but it's Theranos. I'm probably not pronouncing that right, but it's Thebranos was the name of her health technology company,
According to Wikipedia.
according to Wikipedia. That is the name of it, though. I've seen it before. I just don't know how to pronounce it. She, the way she changed, and yeah, absolutely. Well, we are a Pittsburgh Steelers family, and I don't know if any of you seen on the news, but they lost one of their team members down in Florida,
Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins, and he was very young, 23 year old, 24, and he was a quarterback. And for whatever reason, he was walking across the interstate and got hit by a dump truck. But he passed away this weekend. And so we just want to send out prayers and thoughts to his family and to the Pittsburgh Steelers team and to everyone affected by that. But when they were interviewing one of the coaches this morning on ABC News, the coach was talking about how he was not only a hard worker on the field, but also off the field. And he said that that young gentleman said that he felt like he was becoming the person that he was supposed to be. And that just really stuck with me. And I feel like that's really all that we're trying to do in this life is just become the people that we feel like we're supposed to be. So I think that's probably something good to end on. I know we all get wrapped up in, you know, in whatever it is we get wrapped up in, but at the end of the day, we're all just trying to become, you know, who we who we're supposed to be. So I hope everybody has a wonderful upcoming week. And as always, remember, do something nice for yourself and do something nice for someone else. I will talk to y'all next time. Bye.